Hello and welcome. This is Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, and I'm in my refrigerator today and I'm hungry and I'm trying to figure out what I want to cook, and I decided I wanted some quiche. Now, all quiche is an egg custard with lots of vegetables and cheese and meat of some kind. And so I decided I wanted that for today. Now, I'm going in my fridge to find out what I have and not make anything special. So, number one, quiche calls for a pie crust. I'm not in the mood for making pie crust, but I've got some stale bread in the refrigerator. So I decided, why not make the stale bread the base instead of a pie crust? And I get to use up the bread. So what we're going to be doing here is taking the items that I have. I have a Dutch oven that has a frying pan type lid. So we're going to be using that. I'm greasing the pan, oiling it up, and I'm using coconut oil. I'm going to put the bread in that pan and then I'm going to stick it in the oven so I can, crisp up the bread, make it a little hard, kind of like making breadcrumbs, but I don't want it to toast. All right, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put a number of ingredients in here. And what I plan to do is I'm going to use milk in my refrigerator. I have half and half and heavy cream and regular milk. Now, if you don't have any half and half and regular cream, that's quite okay. Just regular milk. But you do need milk. Approximately for this recipe that I'm making today, I'm going to wind up using about 2 cups of milk. I have some cooked bacon in the refrigerator. I'm going to chop that up. I've got some ham, so I'm going to dice that up. I've got peppers and different kinds of cheeses that I'll talk about in the video, and salt and pepper, and if you want some Italian seasoning in it or whatever seasonings that you like, then you can use that for this recipe. So let's get cooking. The sound you hear in the background is the dehydrator going because I got some more discounted mushrooms from the grocery store. So when I can get them discounted, I dehydrate them for future use in soups and that kind of stuff. Alright, so this is approximately, by the time I put all these different cheeses in here, it's going to be about a half a cup of cheese. I'm going to add, so this is the Italian style, whatever's in the refrigerator. So this is a little clumpy, so I'll get it unclumped. But I've got all these different cheeses in here. Now the recipe calls, and you'll hear it, just Swiss cheese. Well, hey, that's the kind of cheese that they mostly had in France, right? So this is a French dish. I call it use up the eggs and things. So some quiches, you got quiche with, well, this calls for bacon, but I got a little bit of bacon that was already cooked. I had some ham in the refrigerator. I decided to add a little veggie to it because there's, a thing called the vegetable quiche. So I should have broke up this cheese, but made sure it was broken up before I put it in here. But it had got kind of clumped together. Alright, so I got about 1.5 cups of milk and a half cup of cream in here, whipping cream that I had in the refrigerator. And what's this, about 1/3 of a cup of onions, 1 pimento pepper from my garden, dill, and this is December, and So I'm putting it all in here. Now, according to the directions, let's see, 375 degrees, you should put it in there. Look at that. Ooh, this is going to be one of those thick quiches. I might not put all this ham in here. Let me see. Look at that. Nah, I'm not going to put all the ham in here. I'll just use it for something else. But this is the mixture. I could put a little bit more milk, but I'm not. Alright, let me get the bread out of the oven. So I put the bread in the oven so it would get a little toasty. It's not brown, but a little bit hard. And now, even though we're going to get some shadow on this, I'll put this on. I think I am going to add a little bit more milk. Got 3 eggs in here like the recipe calls for. Yep, we're going to get a little bit. I think I'll put some more whipping. And don't you love it when I make up recipes? But you know, that's how new recipes are given. So I've got definitely 2 cups of milk now. 3 eggs have been put in here. And that should be more than enough. Now, I'm sure part of the issue is the bread is soaking up the milk. So I get for being lazy and not making a pie crust. But I've got this bread. There's bread in the oven. Some of this bread is in the oven now, getting toasty and hard, so I can use it for the stuffing. You know, Christmas is coming up, and I'm going to make turkey breasts and turkey thighs. I chose not to buy a whole turkey. It's just my daughter and I, and maybe I'll invite a friend who doesn't have any place else to go, and they are healthy. All right, so this is my, what do I want to call it? Egg and cheese pie made with day-old bread and onions and pepper and ham and bacon and a little bit of nutmeg and salt and pepper and a few other things. So I'm going to get this in the oven. Now we'll just let it sit for about 5 minutes or so, let it cool down a little bit, and then we'll slice it. Well, as expected, the pie did deflate. I love this spatula. The only problem is it's a left-handed spatula, so. But I'm going to cut right here. So it's not super solid, it's kind of soft. So I may have to wind up spooning this out. But it looks good. It's pretty. Yeah, most quiches, you know, they're pretty solid. Well, this one is kind of solid. It might be because of the spatula that I'm using. But the bread came out really good on the bottom. So there's the bread right there. love this cast iron pan. This is the lid to my Dutch oven. So it has two things. It's the lid and it's a frying pan. Well, this time it's like a pie pan. Alright, let's see what it tastes like. Oh my. It is really good. Okay, so my pantry quiche, using bread as the crust, is absolutely delicious. Hope you like this. If you're new to the channel, with my mouth full, new to the channel, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next video.